A container in the form of a right circular cone has a radius of 4 meters and a height of 16 meters. If water is pouring in at a rate of 16 cubic meters per minute, how fast is water rising when the water is 8 meters deep? So we're given some information here. So water's flowing in at 16 cubic meters per minute. So that's the change of volume. Let's go ahead and switch that. Change of volume over time. That's 16 meters cubed per minute, which tells us we also need a volume formula. And for a cone, that is 1/3 pi times the radius squared times h. And notice that we have the right side of this equation in terms of two variables. That's going to be important later. We're going to have to fix that a bit. We also have the height at the instantaneous time that we're looking for. The change of height, dh dt, the height is h. We're looking for dh dt, the change of height at that moment. Alright, so what's our relationship here? We see that these are basically right triangles in the cones, where we have 4 and 16. And we have a smaller triangle inside of that, where I don't necessarily know the radius here, but I do know the height is 8. So what we can try and do here is create some type of proportion, where let's take our 4:16 triangle. Let's say the height over the radius is equal to 16 over 4. If I go ahead and cross multiply here, I have 16r equals 4h, or that the radius is equal to 4h over 16, which is h over 4. Alright, the importance of this equation, r equals h over 4, is I have a way of writing my r expression completely in terms of h. So the reason why I want it completely in terms of h is I'm looking for dh dt. So when I take the derivative of v, on the left side it'll be dv dt, and then on the right side I want it in terms of h so that I get dh dt. So I can rewrite this as 1/3 pi, and now instead of writing r squared, I'm going to write my new expression for r, h over 4 squared times h. So we have 1/3 pi times h squared over 16 times h. I'm going to remove the 16 constant, so I have 1/3 times 16, or 48 pi times h cubed equals v. Alright, take the derivative there. dv dt equals 3/48 pi times h squared. Well, that can be reduced to 3/48. That's pi over 16 h squared. Now the part that I missed here after I took my derivative was the dh dt. So make sure I include dh dt. And I also know that h equals 8. So I'm going to rewrite that. dv dt equals pi over 16 times h squared, which is 8 squared, times dh dt. Value we're looking to solve, dv dt equals 16. Pi over 16 times 64 times dh dt. Well, I can divide by 4 here. And can I divide by 4 again? That would be dividing by 16. And for whatever reason, it's giving me trouble. So I'm going to do 256 equals 64 pi dh dt. So 256 over 64. Got to be careful how I write that. 256 over 64 pi equals dh dt. And then that can be reduced to finish this out. And that solves our dh dt value. So that's what, 128 over 32, 64 over 16. Why is 64 over 16 giving me so much grief? That's 32 over 8, 64 over 16. 32 over 8, which is 4. So that's 4 over pi is our dh dt. That's it. If you have any questions on this one, try and pinpoint where exactly you have those questions, and then reach out to me in the messaging system. Good luck.